I stand up, I get up, mapilu moya shona kona. Shobuluza focus, come on, be a go-getter. Shona kona, stay focused. Opportunities, you gotta get this, you gotta fight with skills.
Down for what? What you talking about? You know I'm the loudest boy on TV. The name is Macmillan Shoma. The game is iSpani. I'll see you in Kulu Get his son Banani and a salute to all my hustlers. Hustlers Naz, Yabas Bang Tulis Bafetu. You're telling Bangum Sin again, Chelagang, Makarian, opportunities. Akona La Pananga, Pan, Bafetu, getting Sazo Bangum Sid, Skulum Sin Bafet, Sipi, Carabes is sound engineering, somebody Hastalam, and gang is in Gilish, also Tazaeda, it's a Sambe Simbona. Hold on to something, because it's gonna be a good show. Name, Cheslin Drude. Age, 21. Education, matric. Social qualification, NQF, level 5 diploma in sound engineering. Major, audio post-production.
I was raised in the southern suburbs of Johannesburg. I matriculated in 2012 and I'm currently finishing my final year of studies at the Academy of Sound Engineering.
Jason is a very positive child and he's very outgoing. He's got an outgoing personality and he loves people. He loves music. I thought he will become one day a scientist, or because he also loved that when he was smaller, or a chemical engineer. We didn't know about this sound engineers out there, and then he just came one day and he said no, he wants to be a sound engineer. We just left him, let him do what he wants to do, and every year we got results, good results from him. He passed every year with 5+ distinctions.
When I actually decided that I wanted to study sound engineering, and I brought the forms home and we were filling it in, and I told my mother for the first time that I actually wanted to study it. She was quite supportive. My father's also supportive, but they wanted to see the institution and what it was like. So we went to an open day. I went to an open day with my mother. They gave us a tour of the facilities and everything, and we were all impressed with it.
When he was younger, he was naughty like all the other boys. He would climb the trees and fall out and break his arms. And one evening, I bought him and his sister a small laptop, those laptops that you get between 3 years and 9 months, and 3 years and 9 years. And they locked themselves in the room, him and his sister and their cousin Courtney. And when I opened the door, eventually, get it open, he actually opened that small laptop to see where the sound is coming from, because those laptops, each and every button that you press, the sound comes out. And it was too late because all the wires was out where it's supposed to be, and we had to throw it away.
Ever since I was a young boy, I mean, my mother and my father always also used to listen to music, and I fell in love with all of their old school music that they used to always play. And I got used to that, and when I got to primary school, I had friends, and I don't know, it was like a thing for me. I always used to collect music from everyone. Like, if I hear a nice song, I'll always tell my friends to send it to me or whatever I see. So as soon as I left high school, it just carried on. Just always collecting music, listening to music.
You know, the only thing that I tell them every day, my children, and I said that I'm so blessed to have them as kids, and especially him that is the eldest grandson as well of my parents. And I told my parents last month, I went to Upington and I told them that it's his final year, and I'm really blessed that he can set an example to his other cousins to beyond whatever your financial problems is in the house. You must just have a positive mind and just push and do what you want to do. and you won't even feel one day that you work because you like what you are doing?
I'd like to wish him luck, and I hope everything goes well, because this is the start of his future, and I wish him all the best.
So tomorrow's the big day. I've been called in to shadow at the production company for a day, and I'm really excited. I hope to see what the day in the life of a real sound engineer is like, and yeah, I hope I'm gonna learn a lot. But I'm really excited and see what's happening. Can't wait. I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight.
Ngithi uCheslin usabele kwazwakala kule khareke elobibiza igama la elokuthi Cheslin kodwa thina ke sinombuzo ukuthi ngabe umjisi sokhona ukuyoconvince laphana umuntu ophethe le nkampani uChad Harding bafethu owayo ke iFinal Fade Productions njoba ke bazohamba bayoshaya interview insizwa ke iphakamisa isandla uthi ufuna udlala ngenkinobho njoba bazohamba laphana bayoshaya iproduction for iclient ngithi ke awuthi ngiclean indlebe zami cause ngifuna ukuzwa kahle le interview.
Hi there, Cheslin.
Hello, Chad, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Good.
Yeah, so thanks for coming through.
Thanks for having me, I appreciate it.
Right, thanks for sending your sound engineering CV through. Looks impressive. Yeah, so I'd like just to get some insight from you. You can just give me a bit of background of yourself.
Well, my name is Cheslin, as you just mentioned. I'm 21 years old. I'm currently in my final year of studies in sound engineering at the Academy of Sound Engineering down the road in Auckland Park. I'm majoring in post-production actually, and I actually hope to go on and make it in the industry and see what is expected of a sound engineer and a final mix engineer, and what the professional workflows are that that are entailed in the job, and yeah.
Okay, and what have you worked on? What software and what hardware? So like what mixing gear? Have you worked on digital mixers?
Yeah, well, at the Academy of Sound Engineering, they have a lot of equipment and like lots, so they'll brag about it and tell you that it's millions of rands worth of equipment or whatever. Okay. But yeah, I've done my own personal projects, edited a few videos. I've done some post projects for the college. Yeah, I make my own music.
So you compose too? So
yeah, okay. I'm just really interested in the field. It's like it was made for me, you see.
Right.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, that's great. And okay, so sound design you've touched, so you...
Yeah, sound design I've touched. I know my way around the synthesizer, everything, software.
Do you know your microphones, or what's the differences between studio mics and live performance?
Mic and dynamic mics.
Okay, yeah, that's very important because we use a lot of condenser mics. So yeah, you'll have to know your way around those type of microphones.
Okay, cool.
Also, how's your connections like? So if something goes wrong within a studio, are you able to fault find? Or are you able to fix that type of thing?
I am actually technically inclined, so I can fault find. Just basically follow signal path. That's my whole key to fault finding, yes.
Okay. Yeah, just a little bit of background about Final Fade and where I come from. So basically, I'm also an audio engineer, just like you. Yeah, I also studied sound. Final Fade Productions has been going since 2008. We've been doing work on a number of broadcast shows for SABC, MTV, so all your major broadcasters and all your major channels. We've also done a lot of radio commercials. We've worked for a lot of communication companies, so a lot of corporate, so corporate videos, doing sound, voiceover recordings, mixing for corporate clients. Also a lot of ad work, so a full spectrum of sound in post-production. Okay, Cheslin, so we've got 3 tasks for you. Lerato, who's a senior audio engineer, will take you through the tasks, and we just want to see your competency and if you cope with those tasks. So yeah, let's see how you do.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Haslasi, ha o ya go interview, ha o hlokahale hore ya mosebetsing ofeng, o lokela hore o be professional ka nako tsohle. Chezi yena o bontsha a le casual haholo, empa se ke se ratang ka yena already se a ipeile tseleng ka tsa dithuto le ka experience. Ene ho hotle ha o le interview o bue ka experience le dithuto tsa hao. Haholo o lokela ho bontsha kgahleho, supa ka di-production tse leng teng mo industry tse leng hore di a go inspire, hobane seo se bontsha mohiri wa hao hore o na le pelo ya mosebetsi. Hape o nesitse menyetla e mengata ya go botsa dipotso ke di-production difeng tsa TV kapa radio tse ba di entseng, di-client tsa bona ke bomang, di-project tse tlang ke difeng. Hopola hore ha o le mane ka hodimo ha o ithekisa o ilo siya impression. Ka mora papatso re ilo bona gore ana Shezi o ilo di kopanya yang ko sound studio le gore iSpani Q ya rona e re tshwaretseng.
Abathi sikufunga kanani ngithi nje njengoba ngigakho kanje ngicula ingoma yempumelelo for i-final year students sethu eShai Sound Engineering uCheslin Drude uhambile lapha enkampani ezimele bafethu abayibiza ngokuthi i-Final Fade Productions njengoba ke athi yena ufuna ukwenza umsebenzi ngethembela ukuthi angazuzela internship nale nkampani eseza esafufuza. Kodwa hold on DJ, stop the music, sifuna ukwazi ukuthi kahle kahle iyini i-sound engineering.
Nago-ke lokwendiwa yi-sound engineer. Kwakhiwa kwemsindvo ngikona kucacisa kahle loko lokubukelako noma lokulalele futhi kukunikete nesifombele esiphilako engcondweni yakho ngekusebenzisa imizwa yokulalela umsindvo. Luhlangothi lwetebuntatheli seluthuthuke ngendlela lesimanga muva nje. Kanti-ke netindlela tekukhangisa emakhono adorato setithuthukile sibili. Futhi kwente kube melula nakuwonke muntu kunakucala. Tinhlangothi letifaka ekhasi temafilimu, tabo mabonakudze, temculo, tabo internet, netabo video games. Ngitona lapho khona ungakhombisa emakhono akho kulolu hlangothi lwemsebenzi ngoba ngalunye lwato ludzinga bonjiniyela labanemakhono kanye nema-technicians lasezingeni lelisetulu sibili kwenda umsebenzi wabo ube ngilothandzekako. Ase ucabangisise nje, sonke isikhathi uma ufuna kubukela i-DVD noma ke ufuna kutilalela i-radio, kubukela i-movie noma umkhangiselo othile, buya kuyobukela bhayiskopo noma ke utidlalela umdlalo wakho lomusha lowuthandzako. I-sound engineer ngiyo kanye leyente lowo msindvo lokhona kukwenda ukujabulele loko lokwendako futhi uveshe ngathi yintfo leyenteka mbamba leyo. Kulandzela kufundzela ngaphasi kwediploma noma i-degree, ungasebenza sakufundzela ngaphasi kwaloyo losavela anguchwephesha kulomsebenzi, akusita uthole lonke lwati ludzingako kude nawe ukwadi ukuthuthukisa ukhona kuticalela yakho ibhizinisi kulomsebenzi. Bantfu labanemakhono kanye nalabo wadiko umsebenzi wabo kulolu hlangothi ngobona badzingeka kakhulu kulamalanga. Kanti-ke ngekutfola kwelulekwa kahle kungenela lo msebenzi kungaba sinyathelo lesihlakaniphile sibili. Ngako kumbe ngabe sengiso isikhathi sakho sekuthi uphumela ngaphandle ucale kubanga umsindvo.
Haslasi di ngata ditsela tsa ho kenela lefapha lena, empa batho ba bangata ba na le background ya di-fine arts ba na le background ya di-electronics le di-broadcasting empa ha wena o batla go ba a sound engineer o tlo tlhoka degree kapa diploma ya sound engineering kapa music technology ba bangata hape ba qala as di-sound technician ba sebetse ba fumane experience e be teng ba ba di-sound engineer ene mona lefapeng lena go na le monyetla gore o specialize kapa ha o sa batle go specialize o ka ifumana le wena o ipulela your own sound recording studio.
Yeah, kuphula volume Mr. Sound Engineer. Ukanti abantu basemakhaya bazongizwa kanjani? Ongivalele volume. Kodwa bafethu qinisile liphumile seniyazi ukuthi lapha emakhaya ukuthi thina abantu bakubona ukuthi nisizwa kanjani? La nihleli khona bafethu. Sibonge bona ke abantu abashaya imixing ngisho nayo ke ama sound engineer. Kodwa manje sami sobona uCheslin ukuthi wenza kanjani abantu abanjengathi bazobona ngathi bona amaphimbo omnondi. I know I have a squeaky voice but they try. They try.
From Final Feed Productions. I'm the head audio engineer. I do final mixing basically for TV productions. When I was in grade 8, I visited my uncle go Eben Brew Studios. That's the time I fell in love with sound engineering because I saw all the equipment in the. After I finished matric, I decided to study sound engineering. I went to Sound of Sounds. While I was still at Sound of Sounds, I did my training right here at Final Fade. For Batubalenko, if you're interested in sound engineering, just make sure you practice a lot. Okay, today I have 3 tasks for you. The first one is sound design. Okay. So we have a video here. I'm just gonna play it, then we'll see after that.
Okay.
Uma-ke usuyi-sound engineer kusemqoka ukuthi ube nekhono lokuthi ukwazi ukuhlukanisa imisindo ehlukile kwesinye ukuthi i-recording yakho noma-ke i-performance yakho izokala ngathi into yamampela. Ama-sound effects ngisho na umculo uyanceda ukuthi wakhe i-tension, i-drama iphinde futhi yenze amahlaya. Kusemqoka kakhulu ukuthi imisindo oyenzayo izokala ngathi into yamampela noma sazi esikhathini esiningi basebenzisa imisindo noma-ke engasiyo yamampela ukwenza imisindo ehlukile.
Basically what you have to do is just be creative, create sound that will match the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Task 1, sound design. You have to recreate the sound and get it to sound as realistic as possible, because you also can add in sound that wouldn't make sense with the visuals, and that would be incorrect. So it's got to sound realistic, and to an audience, it has to, you shouldn't really notice the sound.
I'm actually wide open to everything. My whole goal in life is to be as broad as possible. But in terms of post-production, I feel final mix would be where I want to end up, yeah. Or more further than that, but yeah, I'm aiming for that. At college, we use Pro Tools, which is the industry standard for audio production. It's used all over the world in all of the big studios around the world. And yeah, the mics we use there, we have all kinds of studio mics, different mics for voiceovers, different mics for recording effects. It's up to you and your knowledge and your placement of the mic to make sure you get the job done, yeah.
More for me, what's very important is his creativity, to see what he can add. Because anyone can just put in a few sound effects and get a film or an ad to sound average, but a good sound engineer will really focus and really get this sound to come alive.
Yeah, man. Guess that's it. Just shorten it.
Chazlenu uyenze umsebenzi alright. But the differences between the program tse re di sebedisang, one doesn't allow you to know where exactly to put into I can say more software, like the explosion. Then rona re sebedisang enale timeline, like we kenya where it starts, like to be in sync. But yena mosebetsi wa hae o no le right. I'm very happy with Ntweki.
If there's any movie I wished I could have worked on, it would have to be The Matrix, because of the effect and the impact it has on the film on the film industry, and yeah, the following that it has. Basically, it has a huge following.
Chess o tshunile lefelo lena le a mo tshwanela ene gape o bontsha a itumetse. Mahaslas e sotetse lefelong le o batlang go sebetsa go lona. It does not matter gore o ile tsa mosebetsi wa mofuta mang. O ka volunteera, o ka etsa job shadowing kapa o ka thusa fela. As long as wena o lefelong le e leng gore le go inspire, o kgona go ithuta ka mahlo, gape o kgona go phusha le dibuka tsa hao. Se botlhokwa ka seo go gore le ha menyetla e hlahella o teng haufinyana. Katla go bophelong ba hao go kotulla di opportunity kaofela tse leng tseleng ya hao. Go ska go bana le tse o di siang. Ha re khutla ka mora papatso re ya go final mix le Chess Maclena o araba iSpani Q ya rona.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, you are listening to your favorite station. Iyonaga iSpani FM. Jobasila panage kuma sound studios bafethu samba ke nihasta lethu uChess Drude. Insizwa ke esishaya finally yayo njenge sound engineer. Osibona ke anexasa kuyo le company ashaya ke i-sound design ngisho nayo ke i-audio post production. But before we go over there, you know it's that time for iSpani Q. So ngicela ke nibeka amadlebeni wenu lapha nokubabona kude wenu noma kumsakazo wakho ngoba our question goes something like this. Githi ke which one of these is correct? The yolk of an egg is white, or the yolk of an egg are white. Also, which one of these is correct? The yolk of an egg is white or the yolk of an egg are white. Uyazi uthumela umkhafazo khona lapha ku @iSpani on SABC1. Bese uthi #iSpani with the capital Q. Bese ke ufaka owakho impendulo bafethu. Ngithi ke mina ke akuthi ngivule ama lines and talk to my first caller. Ngithi Cheslin, how you doing over there?
Okay, Cheslin, this is task 2, where we'll be recording a voiceover. I'm just gonna play you the video, and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
As you can see, there are a lot of stuff missing here. So we're going to start by recording the voiceover. So after recording the voiceover, we're going to do a bit of sound effects again. Then we're going to choose the music that will blend in with the visuals there.
Okay.
That will be task 3, but we're just going to focus on task 2 now.
Okay.
So Nolan, the voice artist, will do the voice. So what we're going to do now is record him, but focus mainly on getting the levels right, checking for pops, and the distance between him and the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't be afraid, just talk to him.
Okay.
Cool.
How's it, Nolan?
How's it, Cheslin?
How are you feeling? Are you ready to record?
I'm ready.
Okay. How do you feel? Do you wanna run a practice run quickly and then carry on?
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
You ready?
Yep.
You can just count me down.
Okay. Wait. Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
Hustlers, so many of you want to work in creative industries that this month, iSpani is taking you to Portfolio Night to see how 3 creative hustlers from advertising schools across Gauteng pitch their portfolio presentations to Josie's leading agencies. And those of you who are better at selling than designing, Matt guides us. Blah.
No problem. It's a practice run. That's what it's for. Okay. Yeah, I have recorded voiceovers before. For my personal music production, I've recorded a few vocalists, and I recorded a radio ad a few months ago for one of my projects. It's college. I recorded voiceover for a TV ad, so one of my projects. So yeah, I have experience with recording voiceovers. Usually, we always record the voiceover clean without any music or whatever, so I'm used to it. The only difference is the software, but otherwise, that's the same thing, same process.
Every Tuesday at 1:30, exclusive to SABC1, skilling you for sure.
Cool, that was nice.
Cool.
Take 1 or 2 more, how do you feel?
I think I can do it with more expression, so maybe
Okay.
1 or 2 more, yeah.
No problem. Get rid of this one and delete now. And then push it down, yeah. Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, task 2, voiceover recording. So yeah, obviously getting the voiceover artist in here, feeling comfortable, and communication through this microphone and just speaking to them well is very, very important. So yeah, what I expected from Cheslin is his communication skills have to be good. He has to obviously take command and tell the voiceover artist what he requires from him. The distances from the mic's important, getting the best recording for the product.
Hustlers, so many of you want to work in creative industries that this month, iSpani is taking you to Portfolio Night to see how 3 creative hustlers from advertising schools across Gauteng pitch their portfolio presentations to Josie's leading agencies.
Now with the voiceover, you have to communicate more to the artist, because with a vocalist, a singer, they usually know more about what the nose is trying to hit or the vision than you know. So usually they will take over that creative part of the vocalizing or the vocal acrobatics, basically. With a voiceover artist, you actually have to guide them and keep them comfortable, basically. Yeah, that was very nice, eh? That was a beautiful take. One more for good luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything I can improve on?
I'm happy with the expression you put in that
good.
last one. Yeah, that last one was perfect, actually. Ready?
Try and match that, yeah.
Okay, just take a moment, deep breath, whatever. 3, 2, 1.
Hustlers, so many of you want to work in creative industries that this month, iSpani is taking you to Portfolio Night to see how 3 creative hustlers from advertising schools across Gauteng pitch their portfolio presentations to Jozi's leading agencies. And those of you who are better at selling than designing, Mac guides us through a career in experiential brand management before looking into systems engineering in aviation for those who want their careers to take flight. Every Tuesday at 1:30, exclusive to SABC 1, skilling you for sure.
Perfect. Nice, I think with those 3 takes we have enough, but yeah, now it's just about laying down. How do you feel, Verato?
Cheslin o performile hantle, mara inge be ke dirle differently ke mic distance ya voice artist le mic, because voice artist a re mo mamela o sounda e kare o hole le mic, so e kare o bua a le hole. Yeah.
This task was actually quite easy because I have the past experience, so I flowed through it nicely. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm actually enjoying the day a lot.
Cheslin o bontsha a le hae mane ko studiong. Mahaslas re a iponela gore bokgoni le botsebi di a batlahala. Ke ka go he thuto e le bohlokwa haholo gobane e go neya bokgoni le botsebi bo itseng. Experience yona ke mo o ithutang haholo le go kopanya dilo ka go fela tse o ithutileng tsona ko sekolong. E bana le pono ya mo o batlang go ya teng. E thute hanyane ka botsebi bo botla go fitlhisa moo. E ya library, bala dibuka, batlisisa ka batho ba fitlhile mo le wena o batlang go fitlha teng le gore ba fitlhile yang. Netefatsa gore tsatsi le tsatsi dilo ka go fela tse o di etsang di go kopanyetsa dilo gore o kgone go fitlha moo. Ka mora papatso re ilo bona gore ana Cheslin o ilo eda bo professionalism yang go sounding iSpani Q ya rona e re emetse.
Yethi shikopo shibangovu sisakudlaya uthi Zyke bafethu njengoba kule malanga eSpani sibhekeke ama creative industries. Ngithi namuhla ke sibheke isound engineering samba nehasta lethu uCheslin Drude olaphana eGoli. Ngapha usubona ukuthi umjisi uqhuba kanjani. Asingokubuza ukuthi sowuthumele yakho impendulo laphana kuSpani Q ehamba kanje bafethu. Sise which one of these is correct? The yolk of an egg is white or the yolk of an egg are white. Sheshe sithumela kumkhafazo mfethu singazisile iqanda lizeshintshe libe inkukhu ungakayenzi lutho bafethu. Kodwa umuntu engibazi ukuthi yena ke akusinyoni akasabi lutho uyena uCheslin ohamba laphana ayoshaya ke imix for soundtrack for final task yakhe. So let the good times roll. Ngeyishaya ngevayivaya nyavaya.
Cheslin, this is the third and the final task. We will be doing final mixing.
Okay.
So we recorded the voiceover. So now we're just gonna lay a bit of music, then mix it through.
Okay.
Then it's the same way import music and yeah.
Okay, so let me see what I can do.
Uma ke sisebenza njenge sound engineer laphana kuma recording studios semqoka kakhulu ukuthi umsindo okhiphayo usezingeni eliphezulu khona ke uzohambisa umlayezo kubantu abamamele. Phinde futhi uqiniseke ukuthi ama microphones ahleli kahle nomsindo ukuthi uphuma kahle. Ngisho ke nawo ama voice over artist akhuluma kahle aphinde futhi ayazwakala ahambiselana nento esibonayo laphana kumabona kude.
So here we're using Cubase 6. but it's basically the same as Nuendo, that side. So it's still the same, import music, and yeah. So we're just gonna final mix now.
Should I look for the music now?
Yeah, you can go for it.
Diana, which one?
Music on the side here. On the side here. Up here.
Oh, same one. Isn't it the same thing?
No.
There's actually a lot of people that would say sound engineering is hard, but like it depends on the person actually. If you are inclined to the course material, then you won't have a problem with it. Like me, it comes very easy to me, see, so I don't really struggle. I have to put in effort obviously, but I don't have to stress myself out and stay up restless nights and things like that, you see. So yeah.
Task 3 is mixing. It's it's at the last stage of what we do, and it's a very critical part of what we do. So you would take a piece of music, let's say, put it in, let's say we're doing a promo or an advert. First of all, music choice is very critical. If you're going for, it has to fit in with the voiceover. So if you're going for if it's a slower read and the voiceover artist did a slower advert, obviously the music has to fit the theme. So yeah, if you're targeting a younger audience, maybe more of a vibey track, a piece of music that works well with the visuals.
You see there, look at this. That's different.
Okay, you can just remove one there.
Okay, now to fit it in, I'm just gonna loop it now.
Alright.
So duplicate is that same one.
Now go copy, Command C.
Okay.
Command C.
And then paste Control V.
Control V.
I just have to hear if that loop is now perfect or not. Yeah, it's fine. So let's see from the start. Oh, this music is too loud though. Where's the mixer? How do you get to the mixer here? F3. Okay. If I had to choose between the 3 tasks that I had to do today, I would say that task 2, which was recording voiceover, and task 3, which was final mix, would have to be my 2 favorite, yes.
Uma-ke umixa noma-ke u-editha i-dialogue ngisho nama-voice over artist, ama-sound effects ngisho nawo ama-musical instrument kumele ayenze isiqiniseko ukuthi ahambiselana kahle ngisho nayo i-soundtrack uyongena laphana ku-final soundtrack ehambiselana-ke nento esibona kumabonakude. Le nto-ke bayibiza ngokuthi yi-synchronization.
Every Tuesday at 1:30, exclusive to SABC1, Skilling You for Sure.
You have any tips for me here?
Here we can do a bit of automation.
Okay, volume automation.
Yeah.
So this solo is
close that as well.
And then let's just get to the beginning here.
Hustlers, so many of you want to work in creative industries that this month iSpani is taking you to Portfolio Night to see how 3 creative hustlers from advertising schools across Gauteng pitch their portfolio presentations to Jersey's leading agencies. And those of you who are better at selling than designing, Mac guides us through a career in experiential brand management before looking into systems engineering in aviation for those who want their careers to take flight. Every Tuesday at 1:30, exclusive to SABC1, Skilling You for Sure.
How did I do?
I like it. Supplemented Chatlin initially on this task, it was okay, but there's one point I didn't mention when we were starting because I thought Bamrutelana was about compressing the voice as well. So I thought I thought before actually mixing the music in. But other than that, everything was all right.
This task was actually quite nice. I learned like a technique or two that I never knew before. Well, what else can I say? It's mixed, it sounds nice. I liked it a lot. I learned something from Lerato. He's the man.
Njengoba-ke mina-ke ngizimixela lami ikofi uyazi uCheslin umatasatasa laphana umixa ama-soundtracks kodwa ngaphambi siye ekhefini bafethu sinishaye laphana ngeSpani Q sethu esihamba kanje. Which one of these is correct? The yolk of an egg is white or the yolk of an egg are white bafethu? Hayi ngiyanibona lapha emakhaya seniyabona ama-tricks wami bafethu. Iqiniso ukuthi the yolk of an egg is yellow bafethu. It's yellow. Iyona-ke impendulo yethu bafethu. Akhathazeli ukuthi uyisho kanjani. The yolk of an egg is never white bafethu. Another funny one. Thank you for your participation bafethu. Asibambeni kanjalo. Kodwa khona manje let's keep it moving. Siyobona ukuthi uCheslin uzotholela umsebenzi emva kwekhefu. Phinde futhi sihlangane-ke noSisipula-ke ozabaphendula embuzweni laphana ku-social media. Awuthi ngiyenze kanje-ke mina-ke ngisihabelela ikofi lami. Thatha ikhefu. Ha, liyashisa.
So how did it go with Cheslin?
We did the first task, which was the sound design.
Yeah.
He was cool on that.
Okay.
Then we did the voice recording. The voice recording was cool, but the distance between the mic distance between the voiceover the artist and him and the mic was a bit far because it sounded like
his mic technique.
Yes, as well. And we did the final mixing.
Alright.
Then there's one thing I didn't mention when I was starting. We didn't mention compression, so I thought he knows it from school.
Right.
So he just did mixing without compressing the voiceover recording that we did.
Right.
But all was cool.
Okay.
It went well.
But does he know about compression? Has he touched on it?
No, we didn't touch base on it.
Yeah.
So I didn't talk when we started. I didn't talk about it.
All right. I'll ask him about that.
Because I thought they taught him at school.
Right.
But when we went through the task, he didn't mention it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any speed? His speed
is a bit slow.
All right.
But with more time, I think we'll be cool.
Okay.
We'll be all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
Good coverage.
It's nice seeing you. The day was really nice. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Excellent. And how did you find Lerato as a mentor?
Lerato is actually a really good mentor. He helped me, taught me a few new tricks.
Okay.
Yeah, made me comfortable. I felt very comfortable the whole way through, all day.
Excellent. So just from our side, the feedback that I got from Lerato, he was, in general, he was very happy with what you did. Said your sound design skills are good. There are a few areas where you can work on. You mentioned mic technique.
Yeah.
It's one area we can touch on. Obviously improve your skill there. Obviously a bit of mixing, extra mixing skills. But all in all, he was very happy with how you did.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, definitely. I see you having a bright future in this industry.
Thank you very much, Chad.
Yeah, excellent. So, hopefully in future, once you've done your studies, you can come in, you can shadow us for a while, get your skill up, get your speed up as well, because that's also another thing that the writer mentioned. They do a little bit too slow, especially with working with clients.
Exactly.
They put you under pressure. So
I understand.
Yeah, so you're recording, mixing, you've got to work fast because time is money.
Yeah, definitely.
But all in all, it'll be great once you've done your studies to come in, shadow us, and we'll see from there. Hopefully we can progress from there.
I appreciate it. I would definitely do that. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll see you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, again.
Having you on board, hopefully.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. Well, the day went well. I learned a lot. I appreciate what Chad and Lerato done for me today. They taught me a lot. I learned a lot. And I think it's gonna go far. I think this is gonna have a real impact on the way I see the industry.
On that note, pressa, puxa, para.
Nakho-ke bafethu uCheslin ushayile isipani sakhe bafethu njengoba-ke manje akhipha ama-hits after hits njengoba-ke uNjida uzotholela umsebenzi uma seqeda iy'mfundo zakhe ekupheleni konyaka njengoba sithi halala kuwe nsizwa bafethu kodwa thina-ke sifuna ukwazi ukuthi i-expect yethu usisipula uyibone kanjani
le na le potso e tswang ko Jonathan a re yena o batla go ithutela plant science ke ka hoo he a batlang go tseba gore Department of Agriculture e ho kae Jonathan, Department of Agriculture, ba mane ko Pretoria. Hustlers, pele o ka nka qeto ka se o batlang go ithutela sona, le ka go batlisisa go ngata ka sona. E ya go internet o fumane information, e ya library, o ilo bala dibuka, le sekolong sa hao botsisa, gobane information e ngata e teng mane pele ha hao. Jonathan, ke ntho e ntle e o etsang ya batla go ithutela lefapha lena. Gobane mona South Africa re tlhoka di-professionally ko plant industry le ko biodiversity. Empa wena he, o ska ke limitela fela ko Department of Agriculture. Batlisisa ko di-municipality, ko di-national parks, Department of Environmental Affairs, Waters, Forestry. Fumana ho ngata ho ka ho fumanang pele o ka nka qeto.
Game over. Luphela kanjalo ke uhlelo lethu namhlanje. Wena ke mawukhana ungena endlini ngithi sorry too late for mama. Kodwa sozohlangana nathi next week bafethu ngo1:30 khona la ku SABC 1. Ngisimbolile uChat ashaya isipani sakhe bafethu. Angithemba ukuthi lapha emakhaya nifunde okukhulu bafethu. Uma ke ungayibonanga icareer ethandayo yenza ukuthi uhlangana nathi next week ngoba zabe siphethe enye into ehlukile bafethu. Uyazi ukuxhumana nathi kanjani bafethu? Sale lapha la ku website yethu ku www.ispani.co.za noma ke uhambe usivakashela lapha ku Facebook and click on like okhulume nathi khona da or noma ke usilandele njengama-friends lapha ku Twitter ku @ispani on SABC1 bafethu @ispani on SABC1 ngoba ke siyathanda ukuzwa ukuthi mina nifuna ukubona nehlelo lenu nokuthi amapha ama-career enifuna ukuwabona bafethu. Khumbula ke bafethu thina sinikezani ngomsebenzi bafethu. Thina ke sinivulela iminyango sinibonise ukuthi indawo yomsebenzi isipana kanjani. So don't have great expectations kodwa siyathanda ukukhuluma nathi khona lapho ku social media bafethu. Mina ke mfana kaMtamba sengiphuma kanje ngishaye yami final mix ngithi pressa push up panda ungaphela umoya faka umoya. And remember, don't look down, look up and stay up. Kodwa mina, I'm out. Peace.